Yeah, boy. I don't know how I did. I have no idea why I just started out like that. But what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe Castro here with my brother from another Shy, and it is another episode of Breaking Philly. We're on what, 8 now? Episode 8,
Episode
going
8,
too fast. It's going too fast. But
going to a million.
yeah, hey, I'm loving it. But one thing that's not going fast enough is this off season. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the off season and talk about this upcoming camp. You said it before we went live. We got one more day till they actually show up to the building. We've been seeing all these guys on vacation and stuff like that. I could use a vacation, but they're the ones enjoying it. But how you doing? Before we get into all that, how are you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good. I'm blessed. Got air in my lungs, bro, and we are one step closer to football, dude.
Yeah,
Couple more days, man, and football's back. Football's back. I'm hyped. How about yourself?
I feel like this off season has taken so long. Like I feel like we've had two off seasons. I really do. Maybe it's because we were kind of disappointed with how it ended with the Eagles, and then you add to that there's been no news. I mean, outside of the AJ stuff, there's really been no news. There is a little bit of news that I might have a little insight on that we'll talk about here later on, but realistically there's not much. There's guys taking on new roles, there's guys learning new system, right? But there's really nothing crazy, which is maybe a good thing. Let me start there. Are you happy with the offseason, or did you need maybe a little bit of something sprinkled in there? Was the AJ Brown enough for you? Enough drama for you? Like, how did you eh, comparing it to other off seasons, right? How would you think the Eagles fared this off season?
Bro, man, this offseason was like a whole soap opera, bro. Like a heavy trailer, dude, from Kevin Patullo is he gonna be here? Is he not gonna be here? To losing Jeff Stoutland, to not having an offensive coordinator. We going through all the best candidates, and they're saying no to actually bringing in Sean Mannion, him bringing in his team, and then on top of that, the AJ Brown stuff was just the cherry on top. So it's been an event-filled offseason. Us as Eagles fans, we actually had stuff to kind of not look forward to, but we had news every day compared to a lot of other teams. But it's mostly because of the drama. So this one was really stressful just because of all that stuff. But I really wish that it would have hit more on like the football aspect. Like could have went more into who we could have actually traded for. Because we had a couple of vacant spots. Could have been more of the team progress. But the whole AJ Brown thing kind of overshadowed the whole offseason. So good for anybody who's making content or people who tapped into the media, but bad for like the pure lovers of football because all that stuff kind of overshadowed everything. But this offseason, it was wild, and I'm glad that it's kind of coming to an end, and now we're rolling into a new season with a new team, a new perspective, and a new way of doing things. And man, I'm excited. So crazy offseason, hopefully gonna lead into a better season for the Birds.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's a juxtaposition because obviously you've been killing it, right? But you are a newer content creator, and I've been doing this now for 6 years. I just realized that I've been doing this channel for 6 years. When I first started, thank you, I appreciate that. But when I first started, I was like, yeah, I need all this drama, I need all this so I can have stuff to talk about, so I can, have those good videos to come out with. Now it's like, bro, just get me to the season. I don't want to talk about any of this. Just get me to the season. I'm so tired of talking about Jalen Hurts and all the people that hate him and all the people that used to play for the Eagles and how they hate us now. It's like the same old soap opera every off season. So I'm sure there's going to come a point where you're even more tired of it. I know you're probably tired of the drama already, but it's going to get to a point where you're like, you know what, man, I'm just not going to talk about. That's where I'm at this year. I'm going to be real with you. I was like, let me just chill on my content for a little bit because I know I'll get into the same trouble and I don't want to do that. So this year I kind of focused on everything else and getting these shows going. But yeah, it was a freaking headache, and the headache's not over. Thank you, Janine. I appreciate that. I don't think it's going to end. I think that once the season starts, if Jalen Hurts starts off hot, they'll say it was this or that, or, oh, well, he finally got an OC. It's going to continue. So I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk about stuff we're annoyed about. But let's talk about stuff we're excited about. All right. First, we'll start, I guess, with something we're a little bit nervous about. We'll start there. Obviously, there is a bunch of new players in the system. There is a whole new system, and we got guys that have to kind of show and prove. I wouldn't say make or break years for anybody, but some guys definitely got to show what they got and show what they can do in this new system. So we'll start with concern. Are there any players going into this season that may concern you, or if there's multiple, which player is maybe most concerning for you?
So I have two, but I'm gonna go with the one who's most concerning to me. It's got to be Landon Dickerson, dude. Like
Mm,
Landon Dickerson was when he's on, he's on. He played a big contributing role to when we won that Super Bowl. But last year, he was terrible. He was getting turned around. He was getting flipped, thrown around, pushed back every chance he got, and he kind of played like he was like a shell of himself. So he spent the offseason going and getting healthy. He got the stem cell treatment. He said that he's felt better than he's ever been, even going back to college. But I need him to go out there and show improve, just because behind him we don't really have a lot of depth at that position. I mean, we have depth, but not a lot of experience. So we got a Landon Dickerson on the left. You got Tyler Steen on the right, who's interchangeable. You can put him in there. And then for our reserve, we got Michael Jordan. And he hasn't been an every down lineman. We got what's the dude name from Michael Morris. Michael Morris from
yeah, I
Alabama
like
that
him.
drafted. Undrafted rookie Jaden Roberts.
Hmm.
Behind that we have I forget I forget the other two that we
That dude
drafted
that's like
last year.
6'8". He's like big as hell.
Yeah, that we drafted
Yeah,
last year. So I don't know, dude. Like if our offense and our run games are predicated on that offensive line, dude. If we can get that offensive line running the way it was, Saquon Barkley can return to the form that he had during our Super Bowl year. And if that does happen, then the passing game goes along right with it, and that all contributes to the offensive line. And the biggest problem that we have on the offensive line right now is Landon Dickerson. Second would have to be a Cam Jerkins, because he was in the same boat, getting tore up,
both
dug
of
up
mine.
around. Both of yours, oh my fault. And both these guys had the same problem. When they're on, they're on, but when they're off, they're off. And both of them essentially last year played with broken backs. Okay, so if they can come back and if they can at least give us 70%, I'm not even asking for 100 at this point, because Leonard Dickerson's been hurt ever since his days back at Alabama. If he can give us 70% of what he was, and maybe miss, I think last year he missed what, like 4 games. If he can miss
Yeah.
between 1 and 2 games, and when those rookies or our backups can come up and give us like viable snaps, then we'll be all right. But his health and Cam Jerkins' health, that's what I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned with Jalen Hurts and the learning the offense, because that's going to come in time. Not concerned with the wide receivers, just because we have a bevy of those guys who can do anything. Not concerned with Saquon Barkley unless we talk about what's going on with the line, because we have a new offensive coordinator who's going to get him open all the time when he's willing and ready, and he's also going to make him a pass catcher. So it's all contingent on what the offensive line does. So the concern, definitely the offensive line. If I had to pinpoint it on one person, it's going to have to be Landon Dickerson.
I I'll say this. I am a huge fan of Landon Dickerson, and I think that he's, like you said, when he's playing healthily, right? When he has health, when he has both of his knees and a back, he is, I think, one of the best guards in football. Easily, I really do think easily. I don't think that it's even a question, to be honest with you. But we haven't seen him healthy, right? So that does kind of hamper that. Cam Jurgens, I'm scared poopless of. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't think he's that great. I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's that good. I don't want to say he's that good. I don't think he's a great player when he's healthy. I think he's good. I think he's pretty good. I think he's solid. He's a good starter, but I don't think he's a great player. So you add health factors into that. I'm a little nervous to see what's going to happen with him. I would probably put him first if I'm being honest. But just to not say, somebody you said, I'm going to go defensively, and this might surprise some people, but it's going to be Jahad Campbell. I have I know people love Jahad Campbell, and look, he was fun to watch. I think that he could be very good. I think that he could be, a very great player down the line, especially with what he can do in pass coverage. But we talk about injuries. We talk about guys that didn't really see much of the field. Once Nakobe Dean was back, he did not see the field at all. Now, whether that was by design or he was hurt or whatever it may be, I still don't feel 1,000%, comfortable with him as that number two guy. So I'm not going to say he's trash. I'm not going to say I'm scared, our defense is going to be terrible now. But I do have concerns that he can be that guy moving forward. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he can be. I Part of me thinks he can. I'm not sitting here again saying that he's trash. I think that we saw enough of him last year to say, okay, there's promise. There's things that he can do very well. But we're definitely going to fall off in the run game. I mean,
Oh,
that's one
absolutely.
thing that, we're going to have to be ready for. Nakobe Dean definitely was a big part of our run game, run defense, I should say, right? So I'm a little nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm gonna be real. I'm very nervous because I've seen this team when they can't stop the run, and it is not pretty. You know, when we can't stop the run, it starts to bleed into the pass game, and I do think that we have a very good secondary. But when you're gonna start asking, you know, whether it's Cooper at that safety spot or whoever the heck else, Marcus Epps or whoever the heck else you have there, it's going to be tough to say, hey, now you got to come into the box because we can't stop the run. Now your secondary is not as great, right? Like, I mean, that's just one player, but it still is a player. You want to utilize all the players that you have. So I get nervous with Jahad Campbell. Janine says Lane, not a bad choice. I mean, it's purely off of injury, right? It's purely off of his health. If he's healthy, I don't think anybody's worried about Lane. But he's getting to that time. He's getting to that time in his year. What are you looking for out of Lane? Because realistically, if I'm the Eagles, if he says I got a hangnail, I'm saying Fred Johnson, you're suiting up. Like, you know, I am not risking it until we get to the playoffs. Like I really feel like the Eagles should count their blessings when it comes to having Lane Johnson on this team. So again, if he comes in coughing, if he comes in, you know what I'm saying, sniffling a little bit, I'm like, Lane, why don't you sit this one out, Fred? We're going to put the other Johnson in. Fred, get in there. Because I feel comfortable that we can win with Fred Johnson. You know, a couple games. Maybe not a playoff run, but I think that if we have to win a game or two without Lane Johnson, I think Fred can hold his own. What do you think about that?
I think that Lane Johnson is set to have a better year just because he said for the first time in his career he won't be playing on the island. So it's not
Yeah.
just going to be him against the man in front of him. He's going to have help. So hopefully they're doing that to kind of preserve his health so that way he can make it through the season and then give us meaningful snaps in the playoffs. So I'm hoping that this new scheme for our offense kind of takes a load off of Lane Johnson so that way we can actually have him and not have to worry about if he does have a hangnail or he does have, he bite his tongue or something, he be out for 4 or 5 games. So I'm thinking that Lane Johnson has a better year than last year because last year was god awful. He didn't play. I think he did, I think he played about half the
Yeah.
season. We never
Something
seen him
around
again.
there.
It was gearing up for him to come back, and he never came back. So this year, I feel it that this new scheme, this new Chris Cooper on the offensive line, who's actually played, he played what I believe about a little bit more than 10 years in this league. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to create plays for guys for what they're set to do and what they're good to do on this offensive line. So I'm thinking with the no more straight up man, a couple double teams and a little bit of like relapse snaps that Lane Johnson's going to go back to how he was playing before the Liz Frank injury. But we'll see how this training camp goes. If he has an inkling of an injury, I'm just like, that's it. I think
Yeah, bro.
training camp.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, before we do continue, I kind of want to read this comment. Little Griffith 7126.
Which one?
I want to read all of them. So he's actually a Special Olympian. He's been doing it for 18 years, and he's
Yeah.
going to the Eagles Live auction on August 25th. Congrats to your career with the Special Olympics, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We appreciate you, and keep supporting the birds, man. Thank you.
Killing it. Killing it. Yeah, he's always in there. I respect it. And shout out to Tony B, man. This is the type of stuff too that just makes me so excited. Because it is. It's not just us ready for us to see our football team, right? It's not just us ready to see the Eagles. It is. It's kids going out there, getting their helmets, getting their pads, smelling
Yes.
that fresh cut grass. So yeah, definitely congrats to Griffith, and definitely congrats to Tony and his kid, man. I'm excited for y'all. Hopefully, send us some highlights. Maybe we'll have a little eagle on our hand. But yeah, no, I agree 110%. We'll see what happens with Lane. Obviously, we're better with him. It's gonna suck when he retires. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna be real with you, but that is gonna be one of the worst conversations we're gonna have on here, and it's gonna probably come pretty soon.
Yeah, he's been the standard, man.
Oh
He's
man,
the standard, man. And the thing about being great, man, the greats always go eventually, man. They can't play forever, or you live
yeah,
to be like a. I hate to say the comparison, but you live to be like a Jason Peters, where you just
yeah,
keep playing and you keep playing, and it kind of like diminishes everything that you've done. So sometimes you want to leave when you can and not when you have to. So
true,
hope-
very
hopefully,
true.
hopefully this year we can make a meaningful playoff run, maybe make it back to the big game, and we can send them out proper. So.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Now, before we get into this next topic, I do want to get into this topic, but I do want to give you a chance to let them know about the video you got coming out as well.
All
So if you
right.
want to let them know about that, the giveaway you got going on as well, because I know people are hype about it. I got people on Memorabilia Mayhem asking me about it. So I know people are excited and they're waiting for it. So let them know where they can find that.
Bet. So releasing this Sunday, we're releasing a Devontae Smith documentary just to show Devontae Smith some love because he's always been our wide receiver one, no matter what anybody says. So basically, to get into the competition, all you have to do is watch the video in its entirety. There are two questions that you have to answer. One is facts based on the from the video. One's your opinion. Answer that question. Make sure that you are subscribed. Drop a hype and a like, and then a week after that is released, we're gonna go ahead and announce the winner here on the Breaking Philly podcast. I'm also gonna do it on my channel just in case you guys don't see it. So once again, all you gotta do is watch the video, make sure you're subscribed, answer the two questions, and then we're gonna go ahead and we'll release that on Breaking Philly the following week. So best of luck to anybody involved, and let's get it mixing.
So just to reiterate, not we go live Monday. The Monday after it drops, we'll be live. Not that
Not
week.
that money. I
The
gotta
following
give
week.
y'all some time. I'm gonna give y'all
Yeah,
some time.
exactly. Just so y'all know, the first person that gets it thinking they gonna win.
Yeah, like I feel it. Like I might enter myself. Keep my.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, dog. I ain't gonna hate. Yeah, we're gonna have to get our burners going, right?
Yeah.
But Tony B said something that is actually really I'm trying to figure this out as well. He said, I'm surprised how he hasn't gotten Lane's realistic replacement yet. Usually he's years ahead, especially in the trenches. That's a
Well,
very good comment. I'm very surprised we don't have an heir apparent yet. We had Jordan Mailata, what, like 2, 3 years before JP actually left. So we'll see. I trust Howie, right? And Howie we trust. So we'll hope that he has the right plan. Now, maybe this answers, maybe that question is answered by our next question, right? We want to know who is the biggest underdog player that we'll be talking about this offseason. Who's a guy you think maybe is going under the radar this year? I'll start. All right, we'll switch it up a little bit. I'll start and let you think for a second. I'm gonna probably go, and this is a guy that over the past like week or so, I've been actually going into some of our newer players and saying, all right, what are we gonna get out of him? And Dontavian Wicks, I want to know what the heck he's gonna do for us because I think that he could be set up to be a very, very key contributor to this Eagles team. I really do. Marcus Epps is in a bad one too, but I kind of know who he's going to be, and he will be important to us, especially
yes.
if he stays a starter. But Wicks, I truly feel like he can take the A.J. Brown type of role and maybe do it even better. And I'm not saying he's A.J. Brown. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and have 1,400 yards and all that stuff. But the possibility's there. I think that the body type is there. The actual skills maybe a little bit better than A.J. Brown if we're talking about just straight route running, getting off the ball, getting the ball in your hands, getting separation, right? So I'm really excited to see what Wicks will be. I think he could be the guy that everybody's got their eye on Smitty, everybody's got their eye on Lemon, and what is Hollywood gonna do? What is Elijah Moore? Is he gonna make the team? I think that Wicks could be sneakily maybe our top wide receiver. Realistically, he could possibly get over that 1,000-yard mark and be that guy for us. So I'm
Always
not
Smith.
saying he will, but I think that he has the skill set. And if you run your system through that A.J. Brown type of guy still, I know we have Mannion. Wicks is that guy. If you're looking for that big body guy that can make tough catches, he's that guy. And I don't think you really have that on the roster outside of when you get down there, right? Like maybe Eli and Dallas Goedert and Johnny Wilson, and that's about it. I can't think of big body guys that we have. So I'm going to go with my guy, Dontavian Wicks. And I said my guy because now he's my guy. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying that's my guy. But who would you think? Is it going to still be on offense? Would it be defense? Who are you thinking? Maybe it's Jake Elliott. Maybe Jake Elliott has a resurgent year.
All right.
Was that too far?
Dude, I'm tied between two defensive players though, but I'm gonna take the lesser two evils because I know this guy's gonna ball out. I'm going Jalen Hunt. I'm going, Hunt. And it's not that he's underrated because everybody's projecting him to have a good season from ESPN to the Bleacher Report, but you got to think that he's on. This is the last year of his contract. This is the
Yeah.
last year of his contract, and he's also competing with Nolan Smith, who they just exercised his 5th-year option for. I know they're friends. I know they're buddy, and I know they're teammates, but we can't keep all the edge rushers that we have, dude. And honestly, I gotta say it that I believe that he's the more gifted of the two. He has that natural bend that you can't that you can't teach anybody else. He has a relentless motor, and he goes and he goes and he goes, and he hasn't been hurt. So I think that when this training camp opens, we're gonna see flashes, and we're gonna see Jalen Hunt's name over and over and over again. And then the questions are gonna start piling up. What's gonna happen with Nolan Smith? What's gonna happen with this edge rush rotation because they're not performing, but Jalen Hunt is performing time and time again. Jonathan Grenard is going to be your starter. He's not going anywhere. It's between Jalen Hunt. Well, Arnold Ebiketie is going to be on the team. You paid him with some guaranteed money. Between Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith, and then you got to throw AJ Epinesa into that list also. We got a couple other pass rushers too, and Brandon Graham's gonna come back, and those guys are cheaper. So it's gonna be between, in my opinion, Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt. And I think Jalen Hunt is gonna be that name that's gonna keep coming up time and time again. He's proven everybody wrong each and every time. He went early in the draft, and a lot of people thought that he should have went, and he balled out that year. And even last year, he led the team in sacks and interceptions, which is wild being an edge rusher. So I think that it's definitely going to be Jalen Hunt. If I didn't go the Jalen Hunt route, I would say Moro Jomo. I think Moro Jomo is poised to have a big year because once again, he's in the same boat. Last year of his contract, and he's probably looking at Milton Williams. Like, look at what Milton Williams did last year. Milton Williams was good. He wasn't elite. He wasn't a world beater, but he went out and he put on a good tape for his last year, and the Patriots overpaid that man.
Yeah, they paid the shit. I mean, he did well for them. Don't get me wrong.
He should have been paid. I ain't gonna take no money out of nobody's pockets. But 26 million a year is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of money.
I gave him 20, 22, 23, but 26 is a lot. So he went out. And he did that thing. So I think Moro Jomo's thinking that, right now we got for the defensive line we got Jordan Davis who's already paid. Ty Robinson probably not going to see the field. And right now, with the whole discrepancy between what people are saying about Jalen Carter and what actually going on, he's like, I can actually carve out a place on this team. I can either outperform Jalen Carter if given the opportunity, so that way they'll sign me to an extension, or I can ball out and go out of my mind and get paid elsewhere. So I think those are the two guys that, in my opinion, those are two guys that you're going to see a lot during training camp and news articles and everything else. So those two's going to be Jalen Hunt, Moro Jomo.
And speaking of, you brought up Jalen Carter. It will be interesting to see what happens with Moro Jomo. You don't know me long enough, and I don't think you have. Do you have Twitter or X, whatever it's called now? Okay,
Yep.
well, for anybody that doesn't follow me on Twitter, whenever I say, can you Photoshop someone into an Eagles jersey, it's because I got some information about him. So I do know a little bit about Jalen Carter that may be happening over the next few days.
I heard.
Which we'll get to. We'll get to all that. But no, I do like Jalen Hunt a lot. I really, really like Jalen Hunt. And I like the versatility he brings. I think Tony said it in here that you never really saw, or no, that was Anthony. Sorry. Anthony said, I never saw Nolan Smith drop back. Nolan Smith has dropped back, but it's not as effective as a Jalen Hunt. And you're going to see, Arnold isn't going to be as effective as Jalen Hunt when it comes to doing that. You can go down the list of our DNs. Like, Grenard is not going to be a guy getting interceptions. So like, he is very special in that sense. And it might be interesting to see him maybe standing up a little bit more, maybe playing outside linebacker position. That just even especially if, Jeremiah Trotter isn't ready, or if, Todd Campbell gets hurt again. Say again?
That boy ready.
Hey, we'll see.
Trotter's
I'm way more nervous about our linebacker group than probably anybody anybody. I'm gonna be real with you. I am worried about our linebacker group, but we always seem to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We always seem to make it work. So until they give me a reason to really be nervous, I guess I have to shut up about it. But I do like Jalen Hunt a lot. I'm surprised you didn't bring up Willen. I know Willen is kind of a guy that we all excited about, but he might go out there and ball the heck out.
That's why I said he not underrated. I ain't worried at all. He got that money. He got a guaranteed contract, dude. He's just like everybody else. This is a tryout for if the Eagles don't draft a cornerback next year, or it's a tryout for another team. I'm not worried at all, especially compared to what we had last year in our backups.
Yeah.
I will never badmouth Adoree Jackson. I keep saying this. We should have signed Adoree Jackson back for
We
back.
probably should have.
But he's leaps, and I think he's still on the market too. I hope we do. He's leaps and bounds better than Adoree Jackson. He's way better than Keely Ringo and way better than Bennett. So I'm not worried at all. I just can't wait to see him play. I can't wait till it's a little bit further down the line. But when we had the joint practices, I can't wait. We're gonna put Q and Willen gonna put the clamps on old buddy.
I feel like Bennett is like one thing away. I don't know what that thing is. That's why I don't get paid to be a DB coach. But if you literally watch his film, like watch him even when he gets beat, he's right there.
He
Like
holds.
he's literally glued to the wide receiver almost every single time. He just he does hold a lot. He does like to touch a lot, but he doesn't get called for it a lot. So it's like I don't know. Again, I'm not saying Jacorian Bennett should be our starter, but I do feel like you can develop that kid. I think there's something there. Kaylee,
No,
I think it's kind of past what you can do with him. Like he is what he is. You know, some people they get bad habits and you can't really coach it out after a while. So I think that's kind of where he is. But I still got a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope for for Jacorian Bennett. We'll see if they do pick up Dory Jackson. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I think you could even put him at safety, see what he does there. Like he's lost a step, but he still understands football. Play as the center fielder. I wouldn't be mad at it. Just don't ask him to tackle.
he don't tackle.
He don't. He don't. Just don't ask him to tackle. But there are some, safeties that just can't tackle. So maybe he could be one of those, and he'll be decent at everything else. Maybe not though. Maybe not though. I don't know. We'll see. And where's Avonte Maddox? Did he retire?
I don't know if he's still in Detroit.
I
I
forget
like
what happened to him. I don't know why that just popped in my head.
So he
Now
went
I
to
need to know.
he went to Detroit. Like I don't think he was a free agent and we didn't sign him back. We should have signed him back.
Yeah, he's still there.
He was another one who was either always hurt or out of position, but he's way better than way better.
Yeah, bro.
I be
And
giving
he's
him
small, bro. He's mad small. That's crazy. We always have like small, nasty slot corners.
yeah.
Like we always have somebody there. But it'll be interesting. But either way, all right, it's that time. We're halfway through the show. We got 60 people in the chat. What's going on, everybody? We got nothing but love, baby. Nothing but love, baby. So you about to do a TikTok dance. I've been telling you I gotta do TikTok. See, I'm gonna have you fly out here. We're gonna do some TikToks for Memorabilia Mayhem. But shout out to Memorabilia Mayhem. Actually, before I do this, let me show you what I just showed. Since we got Philly people in here, shout out to Memorabilia Mayhem. My wife won this off of Memorabilia Mayhem.
I want it.
Bryce Harper on the City Connect jersey. Shout out. That thing is beautiful. Yes, I walk around with it everywhere I go, for those who are wondering. But yeah, that thing is beautiful. So shout out to our sponsor, Memorabilia Mayhem. If you guys can't tell, this is in my studio. I am at work. But we like to play this little fun game, have a little bit of fun, break up the show. And hopefully this time I can actually beat Shy. I'm on a generational losing streak. It is absolutely crazy. But I'm gonna let you go first again because you won last time. So I'm a fair person.
All right.
You ready?
All right, let's get it.
I swear if I lose again.
Giants.
There we go. I'm liking it already.
Mm, their defense is kind of trash. Tight
They
end,
got good players, but as an overall defense, yeah, it's not that great.
wide receiver, running back,
Welcome to my life.
quarterback. All of this terrible.
Yep,
All,
welcome to my life. My
uh,
luck has finally turned.
okay, let's go. I'll go. I guess I gotta go Malik Neighbors.
Not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad at all. Hello, my neighbor. I think he's somebody that's going to be. He has top five potential. I really do think that.
Yeah.
Will he be? I don't know, but I think he has that potential. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all that matters. You know.
We'll see. Team still ass, so.
Exactly. All right, now it's my time to show y'all what I've been doing, what I'm working with, baby. NFC's GOAT. God damn. I'm gonna do it right off the bat. I'm not gonna waste no time.
Hey,
I'm taking the best player on their team. I'm not gonna even think about it. I'm taking JD5.
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit here and have a terrible quarterback or Jackson Dart.
Cowboys.
Ooh, I love this already. You are getting all the trash. I love it.
I got this last year. I mean last time.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, we took the NFC Goat still on there. Okay. Dang. Uh, who's their running back? He always get it to the one. Not Miles Sanders.
Javante Williams.
Yeah, I'll take Javante Williams.
That's not bad.
Man, you won
Can't
the
be
game.
mad at that.
God smiled down on people, everybody. ain't so often. You gotta get yours.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me get my dub real quick. Let me get my dub real quick. Unless I get like literally the commanders every spin, I should be able to take this. There we go, baby. There we go. There we go. You know who I'm taking.
I know. Go ahead and take them. Barkley.
And with the second overall pick, Joe is taking Saquon Barkley. All right, let's go. Let's go. I like this. I like this game again. I ain't gonna lie.
Tell me
Now I'm starting to have fun
something
again.
good. Yes.
Let's go. You do get one skip. I will give you that because you gave me that.
Tell me that you like it. Shoot. That defense is trash.
They just got that Chigawagne guy. I don't know how to say his name at tight end.
Njoku?
Nah, his name's like Chig. I forget how to
Uh,
pronounce it. It's like Chigawankwakwang.
all right.
Akonquo.
Oh,
Chigawankwo. From the Titans. They just got them. It's pretty
yeah.
good.
I'll go Zach Ertz.
Oh yeah, they got Zach Ertz too. Look at that. Zach Ertz.
Looking at this team right now, I think you got it.
I already won. And I love it. I love it.
I think you're trash.
I needed this, man. I needed this like emotional boost, bro. I've been having a long week. All right, let's see what's next. Give me a goat. Let's go. Another eagle. All right. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. You know what?
Kyle Lemon.
I'm thinking about going wide receiver. I ain't gonna lie, but
You
I'm
just
not.
said Dontavian Wicks. You said I want to see what Dontavian.
Right? You just want me to pick the worst person I possibly can.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna actually go defense here, and I'm taking Jalen Carter.
Okay, that's fair.
I want to switch it up, and we'll be talking about him anyway. So,
God dang.
ooh, take Jackson Dart.
No. Let me get a respin.
I got you.
Janine said, "Congrats, Joe." Yeah.
He's gonna get the goat right here.
Oh
Watch.
my God, it's
Who was
bad.
it?
It's the
Giants
Giants
again.
again.
Damn.
Dexter Lawrence is going.
You want one more respin?
Who's that? Who's their I go pass rusher. Who's that pass rusher that we were trying to get?
Abdul Carter.
Yes, Abdul Carter. That wasn't Abdul Carter. It was the other one. But I'll take Carter. Thank you. Thank
Who
you.
was the other one? The Brian Burns.
I believe
Is
so.
that
Yeah,
it?
Burns. Yeah.
Is that who you want, or you want Abdul?
No, I want to do. F that. F that. I need something.
All right. Who's gonna be my wide receiver and my tight end? It don't even really matter, to be honest with you. Ooh, Eagles
Dang.
again.
Kayvon Thibodeau. My man Hill time. Thank you.
Oh, Kayvon. Yeah, that would have been good too. I
Dang.
like Abdul Carter though, to be real with you.
Yeah.
So
Dang,
I'm basically just gonna be the Eagles
with
with
JD5.
JD5.
I ain't gonna hold you. That wouldn't be a bad team.
It really wouldn't.
I ain't taking nothing from Jalen Hurts, but
JD5 is nice. All right, so I'm taking Smitty. I know everybody was waiting for the Wicks.
all right, let me get one last spin.
Dak Prescott. Boom, Dak Prescott. Told you. I told you.
All
I
right.
told you.
All
My
right.
charger just fell out. Hold on.
Get. Hope it broke.
Hey, it be like that, bro. And it's funny because I took Dak last time, so I don't even have to write his name. I love it. All right, let's see who finishes off the best team in the history of teams. Real quick, real quick.
Come on, Commanders.
Look at that. I'll take Chig. I'll take Chig. He ain't gonna have to do much. Especially because I ain't gonna be able to call him in because I can't pronounce his name. So I'm just gonna call in the back. I'm like, Chip. You know what? Why don't you get in there, kid? I don't know who you are, but I am not gonna sit here and say, "All right, guys,
You
can a
won.
brother get his flowers?" That's all I want. A brother just want his flowers. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I've beat this
Hey,
man, and it's
good.
been forever since I've never beat you.
For the last
I've
3 weeks,
never
man,
beaten you,
I was like drumline, man. Beating that
bruh.
ass. Beating that ass.
bruh. You got to make love to the drum. You gotta make love to
Oh,
the drum.
absolutely, bro.
But shout out to our sponsor, Memorabilia Mayhem, man. Thank you guys so much. Soon we will be having a giveaway to give to you guys, probably next show, to be honest with you. So appreciate them so much, man. And we got 60 people in here. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got to get back into some Eagles talk. Shout out to Memorabilia Mayhem, man. Always holding it down. All right, so the next thing we wanted to talk about, brother, is going to be battles. Obviously, there's going to be a lot, like I said, there's a lot of new faces. This is a whole new system. There's going to be some spots that we don't necessarily know who's going to come out with. We'll go with one, I guess. Maybe we can go one offense, one defense, up to you. What are some battles you're looking forward to? Like, who are you, even if it's not a starting spot?
I'll go defense. That right now, I gotta have to say safety, dude. That battle aside, Drew McCool is the biggest question mark on that defense right now. And right now they're saying that Marcus Epps is leading, but Vic Fangio has never been complacent with any of the players that he actually has, and he said it's always been an open competition. So if you're the best man up, then you're gonna play. So I'm looking forward to seeing the battle between him and Michael Carter II, because apparently he flashed a little bit during OTAs also. But then you got Cole Wisniewski, probably not going to start. I would hope not, that we wouldn't get too desperate to the point where he has to start him. Dark horse for that role is Kapena Gushkin. Like, I've never heard of the kid before we drafted him, or he's undrafted free agent before we signed him onto the team. But I look over his tape, and the dude's not bad. Always in position, good tackling in the open field. So on defense, that's the battle I'm looking towards the most. I already said already talked about Nolan Smith versus Jalen Hunt, so I'm not going to double back and say that because I already gave my insight on that. But it's going to have to be that safety position. Hopefully, I'm thinking that Vic Fangio wants Marcus Epps to win the role, and if he doesn't, then maybe we go out and we grab somebody, because there's hella people out there who can be signed that can kind of play. So you need somebody aside of the JT. Oh, Hilltown
Safety
Sports.
guy is a good.
JT Gray is not going to play. He's a special teamer. He's here to play
He
special.
might though.
I don't think
What's
he's
his name? Zach Bond was a special teamer before we got him. JT Gray is good.
JT.
I won't say he's going to be the starter, but he could.
Yeah, hey, if we need him to play, then he can play. But I'm sleeping on him just because I am, dude. His whole career, he's been a special teamer.
Yeah.
He's been made the Pro Bowl as a special teamer. That's his bread and butter. I thought that we got him because we got rid of Sidney Brown. But if he can come out and he ball out, then by all means, it is, like I said, Vic Fangio says it's an open competition, and the best man's going to play. So safety position, looking like Marcus Epps is going to go out and take that, but looking to see who's going to challenge him for that role. So we'll see if Michael Carter II can do something, or maybe it's JT Gray. Maybe he go out there and he's all pro JT Gray. First time being a full time safety. We'll see.
Hey,
Um,
we saw it with Bond. You never know. You never know.
what about you with defense? How you feeling?
Defensively, I mean, safety is the obvious one. I think I wouldn't say it's a battle, but I am interested to see how our edge rotation works. Like, who's gonna be the main guys? Like, is it gonna be Grenard and Nolan? Is it gonna be Grenard and Hunt? Is it gonna be somebody totally different other than Grenard and somebody totally different than Hunt or Nolan Smith? I think that's wide open, and we have so many guys. So it's like, how is that going to look? How are you realistically going to make that work? Is everybody going to get 20% of snaps and figure it out that way? Or everybody, is there going to be somebody that's kind of the lead dog? It's probably going to be that edge rusher rotation, just because I think it's totally up in the air. You have a couple of different styles. Obviously, you have guys that do exactly what you want, but you have a couple of different styles. Some guys that are just pure edge rushers. Some guys that can pick their hand up and kind of move around. So I'll say the edge rushers is probably going to be one of the more exciting things this offseason. And to see what guys we're not talking about, because I feel like there's always that Moro Ojamo, right? Or to see what's old boy name from Africa? Who did we just pick up? Or Nigeria?
Or Bernard?
Yeah, maybe Uar Bernard does something crazy this year. I don't think it'll be this year. I think he'll have a couple of years till he does something. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's a demigod off the first snap. Who knows?
If they put him in, I'd be like, dang, season's done. I'm like, oh, Bernard getting there. I'd be like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Who got hurt? Like, what? Where are we right now? If he's active, I'll be very surprised. If he's active in like the first couple of weeks, I'll be very surprised. But who knows? He could go out there and just ball out. Defensive end, I will say, or defensive tackle, I think is where he's going to be playing. Once you understand your gap assignments and understand like where you're supposed to, occupy. I don't want to say it's not the like most brain intensive. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things like you got to know everything that's going on the field to be great. Like I think moving to left tackle was probably a lot harder for a guy like Jordan Mailata, even though he had a little bit of it's not football, but it's football-ish, right? It's kind of rugby's kind of cousin, maybe like a little cousin of football. But with UR, it's kind of like you just got to understand where you are. As long as you know what you're supposed to do, you can make plays. As long as hey, on this stunt, all I have to do is get into the, zero gap, or I got to get into the one or the two. I got to get whatever I got to do. It's going to be a lot less stringent for him. So I'm excited for all these edge rushers. I think they all got a shot to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
Now, offensively, yeah, Jalen Hunt is a former safety, just started playing. That's the truth. It's a lot easier to kind of switch to a defensive end. There's not a lot to kind of do. Now, offensively, I would say
I think we got the same answer.
maybe not. I'm going to go a little bit off. Maybe. We'll see. I'll say quarterback 2. I want to see what happens at quarterback 2. Because obviously I love Tanner McKee. He had a bad game last time that he was out there against the Giants. It is what it is. But I still think that he's a very good player. And I think that his value was very, very high towards the end of last year. And it'll be interesting to see if he regains that value or it just kind of drops off the face of the earth. Now, obviously, you bring in a guy like Andy Dalton. You drafted a guy. I forget who they drafted. Who the hell did they draft? From North Dakota. Cole Payton.
Yeah.
You draft a guy like Cole Payton, which I don't really think he's a factor in the quarterback room, like as far as like being a quarterback. I think he's more of kind of a camp body and maybe a tricky type guy that you figure out ways to get on the field. So I'm gonna say quarterback 2. I want to see if Andy Dalton is just that guy off rip, or if Tanner McKee is just given a chance to fight for it. I think he will, unless they already have plans of moving on from him. So I want to see what happens with the quarterback 2. And if Tanner does get traded, I would love to see what happens there and what we're getting back in return. Is it a player? Is it just, draft pick? So the quarterback room is very, very interesting to me this offseason.
Wasn't the answer out? Wasn't my answer? I thought we was of the same mind, but I like where you took that. Dude, for me, it's gonna have to be the receiving core. On one end, you got so many wide receivers. Who's gonna be wide receiver 4 and 5, or how many we do keep? Because Devontae Smith is a lock. Mekhi Lemon is a lock. You paid Hollywood Brown. You paid Dontavian Wicks. So who's going to be up behind those guys? This is going to be a Johnny Wilson, who I'm hoping is going to be a Johnny Wilson. I am high on Johnny Wilson. I don't think we should get rid of Johnny Wilson. Develop Johnny Wilson. I'm going to keep saying that. Johnny Wilson, Johnny Wilson, Johnny Wilson. Is it going to be a Darius Cooper, who's shown that you give him the opportunity, he's going to go out there and prove it. And then you got the veteran amongst all those guys and Elijah Moore. I don't really count Britton Covey. He's tried it, and it hasn't really been his stride. His best bet at making his team is going to be special teams, because he excels at special teams. But it's just seeing who's going to be the guy behind the guy for the wide receivers, because we got so many. We say this like almost every week. We've had the deepest wide receiver room in the NFL. It's just who's gonna show up, who's gonna shine, who's gonna carve out that spot, and not just the wide receiver room. Then we can move over to the tight ends. So right now, that tight end 2 spot. Thank you, Hilltime Sports. That tight end 2 spot is not filled yet. Dallas Goedert is the standard for number 1, and then that tight end 2 spot is supposed to be Eli Stowers, but he's had such a quiet offseason, and we don't notice it because we don't get to see what's going on. But the beat writers are saying that it's been a relatively quiet offseason for him, and for someone who's been taken at that second round, that's not something that you want to hear. And right now, the job is really his to lose, because you got Grant Calcaterra there, who can catch but can't block. You got a Johnny Munt there who can block but not really a pass catcher, and you got Eli Stowers right now, who's the rookie who we paid a lot of a high draft capital toll for, who can't necessarily block, who's working on it, but he can catch his ass off. He's essentially just a wide receiver in a tight end's body. So that battle there, not for tight end one, because Dallas Goedert is going to be there. He is the standard, but who's gonna come? Who's gonna come and take that tight end two spot? I'm hoping that it's Eli Stowers, that he goes out there during camp and he's like, oh, it was all smoke and mirrors. You thought that I was out, but I'm back in because I don't want to see Grant Calcaterra on the field at all. Because when he's on the field, it's not a running play because he's not going to block. And Johnny Munt doesn't really he can catch, but they don't really call on him to do that. So when he comes out there, they'll be like, oh, Johnny Munt's out there. It's a running play because you can kind of key on those things. So I'm hoping that Eli Stowers kind of like bucks up and falls into that position because as of right now, it's his position to lose. So I think it's all eyes are on the receiving core, in my opinion, for the camp battles.
I'd love to see. If you brought up Johnny Wilson, I would love to see him just move to tight end. Just bite the bullet. I know you don't want to. Just move to tight end, dog. You will be a dog at tight end because he can block, he can catch, he can run routes.
And he's good on the
Yeah, just
inside.
move.
He's good on the inside, man. Like the dude has talent. Like if it's like either you get cut or you play tight end, bro, play tight end.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just move. I said it from when we drafted him. I was like, bro, this guy can be a starting tight end right away. I think he has similar attributes to what Dallas Goedert gave you early on. Dallas Goedert's a better blocker, but he had more reps at it. So I think that Johnny Wilson could be similar, if not better than Dallas Goedert. I'll go that far. I really do. I think the skill set is very similar. So I want to see the man move to tight end. I'm knocking the door down, and I need that to happen. I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, man. As long as he can play bigger than he actually is, because he's tall, but even in college, he was the smaller guy would kind of get over him sometimes. If he can just have that big dog mentality, we ain't
He
no.
blocks well, though.
Yeah,
He blocks well,
yeah,
especially for a skinny dude.
yeah.
Even Harold Carmichael was a tight end. Yeah, I mean,
Carmichael.
you gotta make it happen, baby. You
Yeah,
gotta
man.
make it happen.
It's all about leverage, and he's
It
tall.
really is.
Push him
It
into the
really
ground.
is.
Yeah. So those are my two choices for defense, and then offense. I kind of picked the group, so I kind of cheated a little bit, but let me have that. I lost the game today. Let me have that.
Original Philly said this is true too. He said his agent probably wants him to stay at wide receiver. The pay difference is huge.
Yeah,
You know what else is a big difference? If you're not getting a paycheck at all.
yeah.
I mean, if you're about to get cut,
Facts.
that
Facts.
couple $1 million probably don't matter that much anymore. Like,
For tight ends, you're getting paid the elite tight ends. They're getting paid just underneath like 100 million. I think George Kittle got paid. McBride got paid. Um, who's the other top three wide receiver? But I mean tight end. But tight ends are getting paid now. People are paying attention to that position. So hey, you might not be wide receiver money, like, but you getting paid. Like I think George Kittle gets paid more than Devontae Smith right now.
Didn't
That's,
Kyle Pitts just get paid?
yeah, yeah. Pitts.
Yeah, 3 year, 54 million. He
Yeah.
hasn't done anything.
Oh no, he
I'm
was.
sorry.
I was hoping we were gonna get him, so that way we can kind of flip him into something. But
Yeah, I don't know why they even repaid him. That's crazy. $1 million is $1 million. You ain't wrong about that. All right. So speaking of contracts, let's talk about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is, I mean, we were talking about drama and we're talking about stuff that, is annoying to hear. But Jalen Carter, I feel like this offseason has sneakily been a topic of discussion, whether it was them saying we might be trading him during that whole A.J. Brown thing, or people saying straight up we weren't going to re-sign him. I will say, someone told me that it's close to the Eagles and close to Jalen Carter that we already have his contract done.
I heard the same thing.
So we'll see what happens, and we should be hearing something over the next few days. What are you expecting from Jalen Carter? What are your hopes for Jalen Carter? What are your expectations for Jalen Carter?
So I gave you this. So I actually gave you this question before I got that same tidbit of information that you were given. I was gonna say that he would have to ball out during camp because he'd be working for a contract, but clearly we both kind of know. And because the Eagles were kind of putting like little Easter eggs and crumbs out there because they just put out a day in the life of Moro Jomo. They both play the same position, so a lot of people were like, "Oh, snap! They're putting Moro Jomo out there. They're giving us Moro Jomo content." It's just saying that they're going to sign him before they sign Jalen Carter. So people were out there saying that. So I was thinking before I got that information that he would one either go out there and ball out and own his contract, or he would just do a soft holdout. He'd go and he wouldn't practice the same way he did with mini camp and OTAs. But now that we kind of both think we're kind of both of the same mind, thinking the same thing. I think he goes out there. He's going to get paid. I don't know what those numbers are. That number is going to look like, and from there on, I think it's just going to be mayhem. So I think that he's down for a monster year. He bet depending on what we paying him, even though we're still paying him regardless, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna have a good year. But I think it's gonna be a good camp. Hopefully it's gonna be the year that he can actually stay healthy. Um, he said the shoulders were healthy and that it's in a good spot. But I think he's gonna be okay. And Bob Brown, yeah,
I was just about to bring that up. We could talk about that real
yeah.
quick.
So he has not played well enough to reset the market. So I'm hoping that it's not the whole uh what's the guy's name? Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
I hope it's not anywhere near his numbers yet. I'm hoping that maybe it's a 2 year on top of what he already has. So he already has his this year, the option if we want to do it, and then the contract. I'm hoping it's like maybe 2 years, a little bit under 30, for each, or maybe 3 years, like 25, like 75. Because right now, as you said, he hasn't played well enough, and the sample size is limited. When he does show, he shows, but when he doesn't, he doesn't. And the best ability is availability, and he hasn't been available for a good portion of the last season after coming off of that Super Bowl win. So he really needs to go out there and show that he's worthy of being the anchor for that defensive line and that he's worthy of that money. If he can go out there and he can do that, then maybe there's they can do something with that contract. But I'm thinking it's going to be a contract, but with a lot of incentives and bonuses loaded on the back end. Because I don't think Howie Roseman's going to get fleeced by saying we're going to give you all this money as guaranteed money, and then you go out there and you don't play. It's got to be like you got to play at least 80% of the snaps. You got to give us this many sacks, this many pressures, this many hurry ups. You got to give him something. Howie Roseman is very smart in his way of thinking. If he would have signed him earlier, then it would have showed all of us how much faith that Howie Roseman does have in Jalen Carter. But the fact that he may be getting signed this close to training camp means that Howie Roseman may have his reserves about Jalen Carter. Maybe he doesn't know that if he's going to be healthy, or maybe he doesn't know that he's going to play up to the standards that he kind of put out beforehand. So this may be Howie Roseman's way of saying that, hey, we're going to pay you. This is going to be your base, but you have the possibility of earning this much if you go out there and you perform. So I think that's going to happen. I think they're saying that we should know. People are saying that don't quote me on this because my sources or other people's sources, because I'm not tapped in like that. But they're saying to be on the lookout for a contract for him either shortly after training camp starts or Wednesday, I believe. So
Yeah, Wednesday's the day. Now one thing I will say is that everything I've been told with his contract, because there's been worked on throughout this offseason. Like this isn't just something that just happened, but it is incentive laden. I mean, it is what it is. But that's mainly because you have to pay other people, so you can't really put that on the cap. So me personally, I don't think that the Eagles have any reservations. I think if the Eagles had reservations about him, he would have probably been gone by now. I think that they could have made the deal to get somebody like a Miles Garrett or a Trey Hendrickson or a Max Crosby if they really said, we need another dog. I know that they play different positions, but for y'all, come for me. But you understand what I'm trying to say. If they said, if we're not going to pay this guy the money that he wants, and I think he deserves. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not of the same mindset that JC is lazy or Jalen Carter is not that good. That man is double teamed every single play. He is held every single play. And that's not the Eagles fan talking to me. That's literally watching the games and seeing him get held every single play. He is a monster. Now, can he be better at the little things like being a leader? Can he be better at, keeping his mind about him when he's in, stressful situations? Yes, there's things he can work on. But I'm not sitting here ever saying that he doesn't deserve his money because he definitely does. He said if they didn't have reservations, he'd already be signed. That's just not true. We didn't have the money yet. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. We had to move around a lot of things this offseason in order to even have the money long term to keep him. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Maybe he doesn't get signed, and maybe we're both wrong. Maybe everybody's wrong. Maybe he doesn't get signed and he gets traded for a bag of donuts. And maybe Bob will be happy then. I don't know, but his talent is undeniable to me. Like I said, do you think? I mean, do I think that he can get better at certain things for sure? Can he mature a little bit? Sure. The kid's 26 or something like that. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's easy to say from our perch that he should be more mature. I don't know what I would be doing if I had millions of dollars when I was 17, 18, 19. Like, it is what it is. I'm not giving him exactly. Yeah, I'm not giving him a pass, but it's easy to say from here. Oh, you got to be a little bit more. You got to be a little bit more. Mature with that money, man. Spend it right. But you have a guy like Jordan Davis that I do think grounds him. I think that you have a guy like Vic Fangio that grounds him. And I know you guys all know Big Dom is a really big part of that team, but Big Dom is a way bigger part of that team than a lot of people really know. And it's because of guys like Jalen Carter and guys like, even Jalix Hunt. These guys, they like to have fun. And you need to have people that can kind of reel them in. And I think we have the staff and we have the team to do that. So I'm not worried at all about Jalen Carter. If anything, I'm excited about this year. I think that Jordan Davis kind of going out there and showing who he is will open up things so much for Jalen Carter. And I think this year we're looking at double-digit sacks from Jalen Carter. I'm going to go that far. I think he'll have 10 sacks or more this year. I think he's going to have one of those all-pro, one of those years that you're like, okay, we knew Jalen Carter was good. We didn't know he had that in him. So I'm excited to see this year. I really am. And one last thing I'll say, Bobby, you get me mad, and I'm glad, though. I'm glad. You're not even getting me mad. I just like this conversation because I'll defend it. He said that he wouldn't be happy, but I want him to earn his money. Contracts based on potential scare the crap out of me. Can't sign JC on potential if it costs us Q or Q. Coop, the back end is much more important. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm sorry I got mad before I read the whole thing. I agree.
Oh, it was
Yeah. I got mad at him just saying not happy. I just got mad right off the rip. Yeah. If you're telling me I have to pick between Q and Coop and Jalen Carter, I'll take Q and
I'll
Coop.
take the two. Yeah.
All day, every day. But I don't think that that's the case. I really don't. I think that there's a plan for how all this is going to work. I think the most confusing contract and maybe most controversial contract is probably going to be Cooper. I'm going to be real. It's going to be very interesting to see how they pay him come this year, come at his time, because if he's going to be moving to safety for a lot more snaps, or even if he just stays at slot, the numbers there aren't the same as Q outside. And you can argue that they're just as important if Q's maybe, if Coop's maybe not a little bit better. I mean, that's a conversation, but I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how they pay him. I don't know. It's a conversation. If Coop was outside, we'll save this for next week. But I think if Coop was outside, I think it would be a very, very interesting conversation.
I think they put him out there one time and he did not play well.
He plays. He's fine outside. It's just because you had terrible safeties and terrible interior guys. I think he would be good. You saw him in Iowa. In Iowa, he was a dog.
Iowa, he was the man.
Yeah, in Iowa, he was an absolute dog.
I think they played him in Dallas. I think somebody got hurt, and I think they played him in Dallas. And I think either CD or Pickens got behind him.
CD got, but it wasn't really that. He didn't get cooked. It was
just like
bad player too. It is what it is. CD will get by a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? CD gonna get by a lot of people.
You get by me, I'm tripping.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pushing his ass down, grabbing him by his dreads. Pause. Pause. Let me. But we got 75 people in here. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. We already hit an hour. I didn't even realize it was that time. I gotta take my black ass back to work, which should be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun. Let me stop talking junk. Watch my boss watching and be like, oh, you're not having fun, Joe. You're not having fun, are you? All right. But we are going to get back to, I'm going to get back to work. But anything you want to say to these beautiful 77 people? We've had about 80 people in the show throughout the show. So that's pretty dope.
To the 77 people here, two things. First, Just a reminder: Sunday, the Devontae Smith documentary is going to be out. Um, Everybody's open to win it, but I would love to see somebody from the family that we're building win it. Anybody who wins it, I'm happy for it. But if it's one of the family who wins it, perfect. So all you got to do, it drops this Sunday. All you have to do is be subscribed. Be sure to like or drop a hype, and then answer the two questions within the documentary. One is going to be facts based, and one is going to be your opinion. So that's easy. And then the following week, not the day after that, I'm gonna give people a week to watch the video and get their answers in. The following week, we're gonna announce the winner here on Breaking Philly, and I'll also do it on my channel just in case you're not here. So, yeah, so that's coming up on Sunday. I hope that you guys watch it, you enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. This one was kind of a little bit of a headache because I had to find all the clips and the footage, but I'm really happy on how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoy it also.
I think they will. And shout out to our sponsor as well, one last time, Memorabilia Mayhem. Definitely go check them out. I'm going to be live on their TikTok right after this. So if you guys want to hear me jabber on even more, come on through. And I'm trying to make Shy come through and get into a break or two. You know what I'm saying? I keep showing him everything I'm winning. I want to, yeah.
Yeah,
we, we have a Breaking Philly TikTok as well, so go follow that as well. And what we are doing, my wife runs the Breaking Philly page on TikTok. She's been buying into breaks to try and get Eagle stuff. So if we ever hit, we're going to give it away on this show. I can tell you that right now. So hopefully we hit. So give us some good jujus or come through in the chat, say what up. Other than that, though, man, I ain't got much for him, man. Today was fun. Today was a lot of fun.
Always fun.
It really is. We're growing. It went from 30 people in the chat to 40 to 50. Now today we had almost 80, almost 90 people at one point. So I love seeing this grow, and I love talking to my brother Shy. He gave you two things. I'm gonna give y'all two things before we go. Go and birds. You know that? You know that? You know that? Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. But other than that, man, we will see y'all next week. Go and watch that video because I'm getting my burners ready. Make sure y'all have like 3 or 4 different, accounts ready to get on that because that's how it works. That's how it works. But
It's the Midnight Green Mafia. So the same app that's down here, down there, that's my YouTube channel, Midnight Green Mafia. Watch it on, be subscribed. Watch it on Sunday. Let me know what y'all think. And best of luck to all y'all. Thank you guys for spending your hour with us. You could have been doing anything, but y'all decided to be here with us. So thank you.
we love y'all. We love y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe, man. That's another episode of Breaking Enemies. Breaking Enemies. I'm over here saying, you see how tired I am, bro? You said the Breaking Philly, guys. I was about to say memorabilia, Breaking Benedict. I'm going to say every single place I work. But no, that's another episode of Breaking Philly. I was going to do it again. Next week, we go on to ninth episode.
Episode 9, talking about training camp. It's going to be a good one.
We're going to have to do something special for episode 10. I'm going to figure something out. We're going to do something special for episode 10. Y'all maybe let us know in the comments what we should maybe do for episode 10. Maybe a special guest, maybe a giveaway. I don't know. I'm going to figure out something. We'll talk and we'll figure it out. But other than that, man, y'all be good, bro.
Peace.
Deuces. Oh, I got to do the outro. Look at that. I need to go to sleep.